Hey guys, Wolfren88 here, and welcome back to another episode of Japanese Mondays, where we talk about all things Japanese, games that have been translated, games that haven't been translated, and games that have or have not, or may not reach the Western world. We're gonna dive straight into this episode with nothing other than Gundam Battle Operation Next. So, Battle Operation Next, or the official name Gundam Battle Operation Next, is pretty much a free-to-play game. It's exclusively to Japan and Hong Kong though, so you will need a Japanese account or a Chinese account to actually download the game. But that's pretty much it. It's free to play. You can enjoy it whatever you want. Obviously, there are microtransactions in the game, but it's nothing that gives you an obvious edge on the battle, because everything in the game you can make or earn or create or find. It's pretty much like Warframe. It's Warframe all over again, but with Gundam. And there are a lot of people that love this, but there are other people that are bashing this game pretty much as soon as it came out, or even before it came out. So, like for example, this one here, it's calling it a crappy F2P cash grab, assuming that the free-to-play games are always going to be crappy. Not always true, but I can sympathize with that response. And an obvious response coming from someone else saying, please release this for the US, not just the US, but the EU, everywhere other than Japan as well. Because I mean, a lot of people love Gundam. I for one love Gundam, but there aren't a lot of good Gundam games, and when you do have a good Gundam game, there isn't a good online. And this one, focusing purely on online play, it's crazy. I mean, also in this comment, he made a mention about Virtual On. Now, I know a lot of people don't remember what Virtual On is, but I'll show you a little video of what it was. Back in the day when you got your first PC, I think it was you had Windows 95 on it or Windows 98. I'm not sure which one it was, but most of the time it came with a game installed on it, and that game was Virtual On. It looked pretty much like Gundam. It pretty much was Gundam, with, crappy graphics and stuff, but it got you hooked really quick. And much like this Gundam game, it's 5v5. There's team deathmatch, capture the flag. There's modes where you're fighting a gigantic enemy while in the midst of an epic battle. It's not just Gundams, not just using your Gundam, the typical stereotypical Gundam, but there are other mobile suits. There's bipedal mobile suits. There's mobile suits that move around on tank tracks. There's quadrupeds. It's ridiculous. There's tons of stuff in the game, and I just wish I could play it. I mean, well, I can play it, but obviously I don't know what the hell I'm doing because I can't read the Japanese. There was one slight issue that I noticed if you're playing the game, if you download the game in your Japanese account and you switch over to your American or EU or whatever account, you will have connection issues. So it's advised that when you download the game with your Japanese account, stay on your Japanese account and play the game. It'll give you way better connection issues. You'll find people a lot quicker. And also, if you switch the game over from your Japanese, if you're playing on your normal account and not your Japanese account, and you try to record video, you will not be permitted to record any video. But then again, you switch over to your Japanese account and everything's fine and dandy. So they really did, they thought long and hard about what they're going to do with this game and how they're going to present it or not present it. Or, this is Japanese exclusive game industry. This is how it pretty much always works. A lot of good games out there, but we're not going to get to see a lot of them just purely because they're Japanese. I mean, obviously, if you went out and made the effort, learn Japanese, learn how to write and read Japanese, then this is, not really an issue for you. But for most average gamers, it's a long and terrible road to walk, not even walk on, to look on. But hey. Now, I did focus a lot on the Gundams, but there are things that you can do in the game that you wouldn't really expect. Like, for example, you don't necessarily have to pilot a Gundam, and Gundams aren't always the vehicle of choice. I've got an image here, and I'll show you some footage in a second. It's basically like human players on speeder bikes. Now, you can choose to use a speeder bike, or you can choose to run around and plant grenades or find out a way to destroy or immobilize Gundams. Now, I think that that's an awesome aspect to the game, because obviously not everybody is going to be able to adjust easily and accept the fact that they need to pilot a mobile suit, and it's a hunk of machinery in the game, and it's fairly slow, and its moves are fairly slow, but a human player can do pretty much anything. It's always quick. So I'm glad they added that to the game. It sort of adds a game changer, because defeating a Gundam is awesome, but defeating a Gundam as a human player, as a small human player in the game, that makes it even more epic. And that's my time, guys. I'll be back with another episode of Japanese Mondays next week, so until then.
吸収といった4つのタイプが存在する。チームで役割を決め戦略的に戦え。広大な戦場はいつでも呼び出せるサブフライトシステムで移動。一気に中継地点や敵拠点まで駆け巡れ。さらに5対5の戦場に第3の勢力が介入する。今まで戦っていた敵チームと一時休戦して共闘するか、それとも隙をついて敵チームを狙うか。君たちはどうやって勝ち負けを決める？どこで終わりにすればいい？敵であるものを全て滅ぼしてかね。戦闘後は手に入れた素材や開発ポイントを使って機体開発や強化、自分だけの機体に仕上げろ。サービス開始後であろうとも日々進化するバトオペネクスト。この戦いに明確な終わりのルールなどない。新たに実装されるバトルルールに期待してくれ。基本無料でプレイできるハイスピードチームバトルアクション。プレイステーション4、プレイステーション3オンライン専用ゲームガンダムバトルオペレーションネクスト。